Hello, thank you everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Sridhar. Let me just do a mic test. I hope you're hearing me. All thank you. Right. So once again, I'm Sridhar Seshadri from the Information Operations, Supply Chain, and Analytics area in the Gies College of Business. Along with me are Millie, Vishal, and Ram. Thank you very much for allowing us to what we call our analytics journey with you. We will talk about the way we prepare our students by bringing analytics into everything that we do to provide an affordable, democratic, and innovative program for our students. As you see, one of the things that we pride ourselves about is our overarching vision that we are about business on purpose. What that means really is that we help students connect the dots between their education and having a purposeful future. You can also see that the themes of innovation, access, and students are at the very heart of our vision, and we execute on this vision through creating knowledge and by providing immersive learning experience to prepare future ethical business leaders. We strongly believe that learning about analytics is an important part in preparing students. It's therefore not at all surprising that analytics education, research, and deployment for the public good are some of the big projects that we have been doing over the last several years. This area was created out of three different disciplines, which now acts as one because they have a focus on analytics. A lot of projects have come together to prepare students. To walk you through this wonderful world of analytics at Gies are three colleagues of mine. Ram will give you an overview of analytics at Gies, and he will talk to you how about we went about introducing analytics into everything we do. Millie will walk you through our programs and some of our main major core courses, and Vishal will then provide you details on how we prepare our students to be practitioners of analytics by providing them experience and immersions in practice. Over to you, Ram.
Thank you, Sridhar. At Geese, we envision three pillars of everything that we do. They are programs, research, and engagement. These three pillars form the basis of our analytics offering as well. So, for example, if you think about programs, we have about 11 programs that incorporate analytics in their curriculum to various extents. These span undergraduate, graduate, and doctoral space. In terms of research, we have a large and fast growing faculty base. Our faculty engage in cutting edge research firmly grounded in practice. Our areas include healthcare, operations, information systems, traditional management science, machine learning, and so on. And finally, the third key ingredient that we think that helps all our initiatives succeed is evidence from practice. So we emphasize the importance of understanding what the industry is doing and how we can incorporate these learnings into our programs and research agenda. Hence, we focus on practitioner engagement at all levels, undergraduate, graduate, including faculty research collaborations. Next slide, please. So as Sridhar highlighted earlier, the vision of our college has been to foster discovery and innovation at a fast pace. So more importantly, since we are a land grant university, we believe we have the responsibility to take this new knowledge that that we impart to them, and we want these to be translated into better ways of living and working for everybody. So we sense four key needs across all our programs that we list on the left here. First, if you think about how industry has been transformed by data and information, and almost if you think about every functional discipline like operations, supply chain, marketing, finance, accounting, technology and data-driven decision making has transformed how businesses manage every aspect of their operations. So we think that We believe that we need to make sure that our students get exposed to technology, operations, and data science across the curriculum. The second and third are part of our land grant mission. We know that we need to ensure access and affordability through our programs. And the fourth one is virtually every employer across all majors and across every part of the world wants a data science knowledge embedded in students. So we believe that we need to make sure that irrespective of which major student is taken, our students need to get educational opportunities in the data science space. So in fact, the society can benefit a lot from that. So to address these needs, what we summarize on the right-hand side are briefly our approach to how to address this at different levels. So first, for the first part, for the exposure piece, what we feel like, unlike most universities and colleges that think about incrementally adding analytics into different parts of the curriculum, we wanted to fundamentally change the foundation of our course. So of our entire curriculum. So what we did is we've incorporated core operations and analytics into the college core. So every student, regardless of their major, will be exposed to technology, operations, and data science. Second, uh, thinking about accessibility, we have a very good expert pool of faculty and who are very comfortable in teaching in various formats, online, in person, and so on, and also short term and longer term. So we offer multiple variations of courses online, in class, short term, summer sessions, and winter sessions. And regarding affordability, we want um, every Gies student to be conversant and knowledgeable working in the space. In fact, um, what we've done is with the college's mission of democratizing education, we have created an analytics specialization in the highly sought after iMBA program, which Sridhar is going to touch upon later. Our plan is to incorporate business analytics into the core undergraduate and graduate curriculum as well, just like we do in the iMBA program. Finally, to respond to the needs of flexibility, what we've done is we've created a lot of new programs and revamped our existing master's program, giving students an option to specialize in analytics within their current majors. And also what we've thought about is we've made it possible for students to take double majors and dual degrees at the same time so that they can co-specialize in analytics with other programs. And if the students really find it difficult to meet these expectations by any chance with dual degrees and dual majors, we also give them an option to sign up for a certificate program. Next. So here we just briefly kind of highlight some of our key impact that we have seen. So for example, we've grown our undergraduate program in operations, supply chain, and information systems by about 225% over the last 10 years. And we have placed students exceptionally well, and they have high and excellent starting salaries, and they're placed at reputable firms across the globe. In terms of what investments we have made there in the bottom, you can, as you will gather from my colleagues who are going to give more details on this, we have a lot of new sections we have added. We have added about 36 new sections of core analytics courses, and we've invested close to $3.5 million in new faculty. And in fact, over the last 5 years, we've grown by 14 additional faculty. And also, not only that, we have industry partners like Deloitte who have co-invested in our efforts to make analytics education firmly grounded in practice and also accessible at the same time. Next. In fact, to give you a quick glimpse of our faculty who make all these initiatives possible, we have a portrait snapshots of our faculty here. The 14 new faculty I mentioned in the last 5 years, they are highlighted in orange here. And we have as you can see, we have a very large and diverse team of experts who are the driving force behind all our successful programs. I'd like to hand it over to Millie, who's going to talk about our programs.
Thank you, Ram. Hello, everyone. Let us take a peek into various programs we offer at Gies. All College of Business undergraduate students across our 8 majors take operations and analytics, both at the basic and advanced level, as part of the Gies College of Business core curriculum before their junior year. Three. So here is the here are the different programs which we offer, and three of our bachelors of science specialization in operations management, supply chain management, and information system offer an exhaustive focus on operations and analytics among the requirements. We also have a forthcoming dual degree with data science major and a major on campus, which has operations analytics at its core. As Ram mentioned, we also offer a certificate in business analytics to enable students to specialize in analytics irrespective of their major. And the idea is that upon successful completion of the certificate requirements, the student will have a strong foundation of quantitative skills, computational programming, and social media knowledge, and data-driven decision making, which will help them gain a competitive advantage in the job market. At the graduate level, we offer several programs, and in terms of the courses, we have more than 25 graduate courses in analytics, ranging from fundamental methods and tools to application in marketing, finance, accounting, and supply chain management, and more. The number of graduate students completing a set of at least 3 analytics courses has increased tenfold in the past 5 years, from under 100 students to over 1,000. Among the various degrees we have MSTM, which is a Master's of Science in Technology Management, is a 1-year program focusing on leveraging business and technology oriented towards with the STEM students with the STEM background. The 1-year MSM degree is geared towards the non-STEM students. And as Ram mentioned, we also have an online MBA degree, which is highly customizable general management offering. And about 600 plus students focus on business data analytics concentration. In addition to these, Gies College of Business is launching a new master's degree in business analytics in fall 2021. This program is distinct from other such programs we offer, as it will emphasize the unique goal of positioning our students to seek out opportunities where analytics can generate new solutions across business disciplines. In short, the MSBA degree will focus on advancing innovation through analytics. At the doctoral level, we focus on training students in both empirical and analytical methods. And our students are using business analytics, mechanism design, machine learning, operations research, and empirical methods for addressing issues in domains such as blockchain, crowdfunding, healthcare, social media, supply chain and operations, and management information systems. So with that, let us now take a deep dive into various courses we offer at different levels of programs. Here I would like to emphasize that regardless of the level, our approach to design curriculum focuses on the 4 aspects: foundation, methods, application, and immersion in practice. We begin our curriculum focusing on fundamental courses in analytics that provide statistical computer science training to our students. We then focus on teaching rigorous methods, including operations research and management science methods. Next step for student is to focus on the application of the foundational and method courses, which they have learned in their earlier in their domains of interest. Finally, every student in Gies receives an opportunity to apply their skills in practice via various practicum courses we offer in different disciplines. Among these courses, let us learn about 2 course innovations in our curriculum, namely Business Analytics 1 and Business Analytics 2, developed by Gies faculty for every undergraduate student. Professor Eric Larson is the course coordinator for our Business Analytics 1 course. This course is offered to about 870 students. Hence, Professor Larson has been innovating ways to deliver content and managing several sections of this course. In this course, students learn business statistics, data collection, and visualization methods. They also learn storytelling using data and analytics. One of the interesting developments in this course is the Nextbook for students by Professor Eric Larson and his team of students. So let us hear about this book from one of the student co-author, Alex Cogan.
In spring of 2020, we flipped through the pages of a dull, generic, and uninspiring textbook. Well, we can do better than this. Why don't we create our own text? One of us joked. And all sarcasm aside, at that moment, the Business Analytics Foundation's Nextbook was born. Despite COVID and tight timelines, we created an all-inclusive text which shapes the entire class. The text engages students through continuous practice problems throughout, along with workbooks and embedded videos. In short, we achieved a text applicable and accessible to all, written for students by students. The Gies Business Analytics team, in particular Professor Larson, has created an environment in which students such as myself are inspired to transform our education. In a sense, we don't settle, we innovate.
Business Analytics 2, the next course, is built upon the foundation from the Business Analytic 1, which synthesizes concepts through hands-on application and project-based learning. Let us hear about this course from Professor Dave Guggenheim, who is the course coordinator for this course.
Hello and welcome. This is Dave Guggenheim, and I'm the course coordinator for BADM 211, Business Analytics 2 at the Gies College of Business. Let's begin by exploring the philosophy behind our curricular decisions. Instead of asking what skills we want our students to have, our philosophy begins with asking, who do we want our students to become? The inspiration for the answer to this question was provided by IBM and the structure of their data science consulting teams. The business data scientist is a role positioned between business domain expertise and that of computer/data science. And we believe that this is an important protagonist toward improving the quality of data-driven decision-making. To support this design choice, we teach 211 in Python, the #1 language for data scientists, as a means to improve the bridge between business expertise and technical analytics on an enterprise-wide scale. You could even consider this as another example of our industry partnerships, albeit one with a tacit engagement. As their first introduction to machine learning, all Gies College of Business undergrads are welcome to this core course with an overview of the data mining process flow, and then they join the Python bootcamp. Because we serve the entire college, it is our intention to leave no student behind, regardless of their background, but provided they have a desire to learn. The bootcamp series of modules, which require only persistence to complete, provides a basic understanding of not only Python, but pandas, NumPy, and matplotlib, 3 of the most important tools that we use for exploratory data analyses, the first step in the data mining process flow. Once the bootcamp is behind them, the course follows a highly engaging format in which lecture snippets are immediately followed with applying the concepts in a Jupyter notebook. But these laboratory notebooks have deliberate errors, omissions, and experiments so that problem solving and discovery are emphasized. Building on the laboratory notebooks are auto-graded homework assignments. Each homework is a complete data mining process flow using real-world data, and they require both coding and analytic skills at each stage. Students submit their work and receive a grade report in minutes that directs their attention to errors. They are encouraged to fix errors and resubmit up to 3 times for a higher grade without penalty. And in this way, it is our intention to build confidence, motivation, and of course, business analytics skills. And all of this is accomplished in the cloud with our third-party vendor, Vocarium. Students can perform professional business analytics with nothing more than a Chromebook. This is a considerable investment that Gies has made to ensure that our students will have the best knowledge outcomes. The topics we cover were chosen to provide a solid grounding in machine learning, with the added advantage of high-performance modeling. Even in the case of the black box models, our students know how to peer inside with tools like SHAP. State of the art is our maxim. The course culminates with a team-based project. And in the heavily enrolled spring semesters, these projects have a corporate partner. Last spring, our partner was IRI Worldwide, and the teams had to predict household spending in a consumable category. In addition to leaderboard recognition, the top teams were awarded cash prizes by IRI. This spring, our corporate partner is the Ferrara Candy Company, a wholly owned subsidiary of Ferrero Rocher, one of Europe's most notable chocolatiers. The mission this semester is to determine whether to launch a new confection based on categorical sales data from across the Candyverse. How do we measure success? One of my students accepted a full-ride scholarship to attend the Technical University of Munich for study in a Master's of Data Science. Others have accepted jobs in the analytic areas of BlackRock, JP Morgan Chase, PricewaterhouseCoopers, Ascension Health, Deloitte, and the list goes on. One of my students, a DACA recipient, recently had to make a difficult choice, whether to move to Seattle and work for Amazon Web Services with a solid six-figure income, or move to Austin and work for VMware with a high five-figure income. This is how I measure success. In closing, I'd like to quote the legendary W. Edwards Deming. In God we trust, all others bring data. Thank you.
So with these two courses, every undergraduate student at Gies gets an opportunity to learn about analytics. Finally, I would like to emphasize on the opportunity for students to receive hand-on experience working on the real-world projects via our Immersion course in practice. So to discuss the detail about practicums, I invite Professor Vishal Sachdev, who teaches this course.
Thank you, Millie. Hi, everyone. My name is Vishal Sachdev. I'm a faculty in the information systems area. As Sridhar mentioned, a key part of our vision is a commitment to immersive learning experiences. In the last curriculum revamp, which was in parallel with our revamp when we introduced analytics into the core curriculum, we incorporated experiential learning across all 4 years. In fact, we've also set up the Magelli Office of Experiential Learning to support a college-wide effort in this. So as an example of the ambition and scale of what we have undertaken, next year, 870 juniors across 2 semesters will work with over 80 clients in a single course. This amazing infrastructure that we are developing is a vital asset that allows us to develop specialized practicums and capstones. So I'll highlight 2 such experiments. One, which has been going on for over the last 10 years, which is the supply chain capstone. As our supply chain program has grown, so has our list of affiliates who provide real life problems for a semester-wide engagement. Students will meet with the client representatives each week. They will be coached by faculty mentors who are domain experts. They will be mentored by senior project managers who are graduate students trained in facilitating team building, client management, and project management. The second initiative, which we launched in spring 2020, is for our rapidly growing information systems and operations program, which is a practicum that our juniors and seniors students will take. Now, as you can see from our partners and the topics that our students are working on, these courses are focused on delivering actionable outcomes and not just another slide deck. Next, let's look at an example of what our undergrad students and faculty have done to sort of take this to another level. So you've heard about Professor Larson before. His team of students, these were TAs who were helping him run the course, decided to leverage their efforts to predict demand for the Illinois Rapid Vent. This was a low-cost ventilator designed, prototyped, and fabricated in a few weeks in spring 2020, and has now been licensed by over 60 external organizations. So the team you see here, skills learned in the introductory analytics course, use their Excel skills to create projections for the ventilator demand from COVID infection data. Let's hear about their story from Shannon, a student in the course.
At the University of Illinois, I was given the opportunity to work on a team that made an impact in the community at the start of the coronavirus pandemic. Our team assisted in manufacture of emergency ventilators by providing forecasts of future ventilator demand. We analyzed numerous factors such as the infection rate and state-level mitigation efforts to build analytical models predicting ventilator demand under 4 different groups of assumptions. This experience allowed me to utilize and refine the analytic techniques that I learned throughout my time in the undergraduate program here at the Gies College of Business.
Let's now review some of our programs targeted at graduate students. As you can see, we maintain the same structure as we do for our undergrad programs. And we are proud to announce that we are launching a new master's in business analytics program this fall. We have a few foundation courses to make sure that everybody starts off at the same level. We provide some advanced method courses, and then we allow for some flexibility in the focus areas with separate tracks for our students to specialize in one of 3 areas. We maintain our focus on immersion in practice, and we are taking this a little bit further. So a typical student in the master's program will spend about 9 months, though they can extend the course and do more specializations. But a typical 9-month program and an 8-month immersion practicum stretching across the program is an effort to make sure that students get involved in the problem discovery process and are not just handed a stock problem to solve. I hand it over now to Sridhar to talk about our innovations in the online space.
Thanks a lot, Vishal. A well-known secret these days is the Gies online MBA program is the top program in the world. Currently, our enrollment is 3,800 plus students. Their average age is about 37 years with 11 years of work experience. The iMBA offerings are built around what we call specializations, strategy, value chain, economics, digital marketing. Business analytics is a newcomer, as it's been there for the last 3 years. Right now, 600 out of a cohort of 1,000 take the specialization. The specialization is built around the same structure of foundation methods and applications. Plus, it has a capstone course, which about 200 plus students take. What is rather unique about this program is we deliver it in a dual format. The content is available for free as MOOCs on the Coursera platform, and anybody can take it anywhere. This is in keeping with this notion of democratization of education. Plus, we provide high engagement in the classroom with these, even with these large classes, that the interaction levels are unimaginable. I want you to hear from our dean on our efforts at democratizing education.
At Gies College of Business, one of our strategic priorities is to democratize education. We do that by delivering our iMBA, IMSA, Executive Education, and Business Minor online. That is not business as usual, and it is certainly not the online education of old. We put our very best faculty in the online space. They actively engage with students from around the world, face-to-face in a digital classroom. Faculty and students collaborating together infuse these programs with the personal attention that enables students to reach their full potential.
The iMBA program through the Gies College of Business is so incredibly innovative. The ability and accessibility to reach a whole new audience of students and let them learn on their own time has been phenomenal. And being able to collaborate with people across the globe and to learn from top-notch professors has been completely revolutionary.
When you're interacting and teaching in a live session, you can kind of see the student's environment. And while I'm teaching here at night in Champaign, it's daytime wherever they are in the world, some of them. And so it sort of slaps you in the face immediately that there's a completely different perspective.
The next generation of business leaders will come from all corners of the world, and now they converge here at Gies Business.
Now I will hand you over to Vishal, who will talk more about our contribution to pedagogy.
Thank you, Sridhar. So you've already heard about our innovation with the Nextbook for the introductory analytics course. I teach in the second, or the Business Analytics 2 course, and that's again offered to all our undergrads, along with a team of faculty and an army of TAs. Now, we followed their lead and have made the course textbook free this semester and are working to compile our notes and exercises and our Jupyter notebooks into a Nextbook for the second analytics course by the fall. So with these two sort of innovations, we are now saving 870 students about upwards of $200 each over these 2 semesters. Sridhar just described our initiative to democratize analytics education and the analytics concentration on Coursera that anybody can take. Now let's focus on 2 more innovations, first being data cases and freely available curriculum from the Deloitte Foundation Center for Analytics. So data cases combine a real live data with familiar case study narratives, supplemented, of course, by high engagement activities with the client and support faculty team. Now, data cases benefit students by letting them work closely with data, real data, often live from real organizations. So these naturally provide rich detail, grounded in a lot of uncertainty, thus reflecting real world challenges. This helps prime our students to hit the job running when starting a job. Now, doing this is not easy. When we expect live current data from our partners, we need appropriate legal and technology infrastructure to preserve privacy and ensure the security of the data we are getting, while providing access to our students and faculty. Professor Zach Kircher, who has introduced this innovation, piloted it this spring and has made headway in both areas on the legal side and the technology infrastructure. And we are confident of launching this in the fall, along with our new business analytics degree. Next, let's look at some investment made by our partners. Deloitte, who helped set up a Center for Business Analytics, which engages faculty within Gies to create and deliver curriculum and cases free to the world to make analytics education accessible. So in the last 2 years, our courses and case studies have been used by individuals and faculty alike from across the world with thousands of downloads. I now hand it back to Sridhar to give an overview of our faculty expertise and research, and a lot of which percolates into our classrooms and is often done with the help of our students. Over to you, Sridhar.
Thanks, Vishal. As you know, faculty love to do research, and we are fortunate that we are able to take this back into the classroom. What we did was we looked at all the papers written and published over the last 1 year and tried to understand what are the themes. And I don't have to tell you, a picture speaks more than 1 million words, I would say. Analytics, operations, technology, e-commerce are coming out at the forefront of the research that our faculty do. We did a further deep dive of these topics and saw whether there was a clustering on this. Okay, and surprisingly, or not so surprisingly, there are 2 big clusters of research that we work on, and one is on healthcare. And given the pandemic, a lot of us have been working on these topics, but there are other topics that we work on healthcare. There is a big group which works on this. The other issues that we have been studying a bit more in depth within the area, I think the faculty has been studying, is pricing of information goods. I will talk to you a little bit more about the work we have done in developing policies for containing and preventing the spread of COVID-19. This research is done with in collaboration with engineering. It is a control theoretic model, which basically takes a compartmental model, adds an uninfected compartment, an infected, undetected compartment to the models. And then he puts a control structure on this to optimize using two controls, testing versus lockdown. Not surprisingly, it shows that there is a threshold that if the infections go above a certain level, it is best to shut down. And if it is below that level, there is a required amount of testing that needs to be done. That led to the next piece of research, which is basically helping our SHIELD program next. This basically says bulk testing is a key to reopening. It's an open secret again that those of us who have managed to open during the pandemic have managed to test on a very regular basis our constituents. For example, the University of Illinois SHIELD program tests all the students and staff and faculty every week. So much so that the University of Illinois has done more testing than many states in the United States. The picture you see in the middle is one of our testing centers. This particular research has caught attention, and actually one of our faculty is being interviewed by NPR this morning, and the idea being that bulk testing is important. If asymptomatic testing is not done, it is difficult to reopen. Okay. All this research was possible through a lot of grants, and Vishal told you about it, but what we have done is because we've been working in the context of universities, and universities are reporting the data, but each university reports it differently. So we have created one place where the entire data for about 118 universities in the US is available, and this data we have made public so anybody can use it. Next, please. Vishal will now talk to you about one of the most important of the three pillars, which is engagement with the industry, which is very important to how we prepare our students. Vishal?
Thank you, Sridhar. So we have extensive interactions, and you've already seen evidence of this. And I'll sort of summarize a little bit and talk about corporate and community engagement as well. Next, please. So you've heard about our practicum, our capstone before. You're seeing a list of our partners. Now, many of these are formal affiliates, and these firms form an advisory panel and have invested close to $400,000 over the last 4 years into our programs. They sponsor case competitions. And as an example, in a case competition, our students, all supply chain juniors and seniors, did a role play exercise where they were inventory managers making demand predictions by analyzing over 14,000 different materials, working with a data set that had over 400,000 data points. One smart plug for another innovation is a disruption lab set up as an effort to engage students across campus and bring them together to explore breakthrough technologies such as AI, VR, AR, and blockchain. Finally, moving on to our community engagement. Again, you've already seen that our research in action on testing and lockdown is actively being used by our partners within Illinois now. And SHIELD is now even testing people other than those affiliated with the university. C3 AI is a leading enterprise AI firm, has supported a cross-campus project with a $350 million corpus. This institute has funded some of the research that you just heard Sridhar talk about, and they also provide funding for curriculum and tech infrastructure. Finally, there's a broad campus-wide effort called VCU, and our students at Gies participate in structured activities to direct their efforts to help our community. I'll hand it back to Sridhar for closing remarks.
Thanks, Vishal. So I believe, and we believe in the area, that the future is extremely exciting. First of all, as we prepare our students for the future, we recognize that firms are changing the way they interact, create products with customers, with suppliers, and new roles are emerging. And our students have to learn about them, have to be trained about them, and maybe even recertified about how to work in these new businesses. The other big exciting thing for us is that, yes, there are these fancy technologies, but these fancy technologies are finding a place and they're creating new business rules, what to do, what not to do, new business models. And so they are providing us opportunities to actually learn from an ongoing experiment in the real world. And for a business school, this is most important. Finally, every challenge is an opportunity. And one of our challenges is that as these exciting things happen in the outside world, how do we bring them into our school? Or how do we take faculty and students to learn about the way firms work and how things are happening, not just in the corporate world, but also in the policy making world or the international business world. So the ease of deployment and training about these might be the more challenging things as we do things. So how do we engage, and can we partner with firms which will help us play with different platforms? And now to close this entire presentation, here's our dean.
Hi, I'm Jeff Brown, Dean of Gies College of Business. You've heard from our team and how at Gies we're preparing students for a career in business with a solid foundation in analytics. Our planning started many years ago to change not only the content, but also the delivery and the intentionality of business education. We are continually innovating our curriculum so that every Gies student, regardless of their major, learns analytics and also participates in experiential learning. We've also committed to democratizing education. This has resulted in highly engaging and affordable and world-class online programs. In fact, the MOOC content from many of these programs is freely available to anyone. Over the years, thanks to the contributions of many, many people, we've made strategic investments in faculty and technology, as well as public engagement. And we continue to make these investments even as we speak. You see, at Gies, we talk a lot about business on purpose. And that's not just a slogan or a tagline. It's really our promise to provide our students with the environment, the experiences, and the resources that foster meaningful actions to empower them to put their purpose into practice so they can make the world a better place. Thank you.